off into the minigame on the board. Yeah.
It's going to be tough. You know, both of these runners at one point were grinding for a world record and were competing for that. I think both of them have a lot of talent. They have a lot of knowledge for the game. I think Bird might be more consistent than P4ntz, but man, it comes down to RNG and execution. We say that about most speed games, but here we go, right into the first World 1-1.
Yeah, World 1 there are a total of 9 worlds. We won't be seeing one of them in this. Going into Coin Block Blitz, and right after that, there's actually some knowledge-based tech going on right here. They're actually going to be, you have to hit each of these blocks, and it's random which blocks actually have 1 coin or like 10 coins or whatever. However, a lot of them, if they have multiple coins in them, they work off a timer to where if you hit it and then run away from it, after it has been hit for a little while, then it will actually, the next time you go back to it, like 5 seconds later or so, it'll blow up instantly. So we saw a little better spread right there. Looks like a little better spread / execution from P4ntz there on our right.
Yeah, they're already neck and neck. We are only a minute in. And these two competitors are they're basically the same in terms of their strats. Look at this.
Now, Buffalo, do you get nervous at all at this? I know I got nervous at this one, that if you don't get 10 coins, you cannot progress through the minigame.
Yeah, you got to restart and try it again. But we see Bird actually did it right there. When you get a bag, you can actually swipe your hammer, side to side and be able to pick up that bag. But he's already got 10, so he's going to leave a lot of these bags for the CPUs to pick up. A little bit of time save, not having as many coins in between the minigames. Yeah, it looks like both of them are good.
Yeah, it looks like that basically tied it up right there on our side. Looking like about the same execution for them. Both of them got their 2 money bags right off the start. So that's something to keep in mind. Obviously, they want to do each of these minigames correctly, but they also want to go ahead and actually win the minigames so they can progress. Having to reset any of these would be detrimental time losses for sure.
So this one actually takes a little bit of concentration for the competitors that may not seem like it. They're going to go ahead and count to 20 coins here and try to collect them as quickly as possible. Then, once they hit 20, you'll see them fall off the flower to save a little bit of time instead of waiting for the actual timer to finish.
Yeah, so it'll be a little bit of aggressive play right there. Sometimes you might see them go for 21 just to make 100% sure. But yeah, looks like both of them were able to pass their first grade math class, getting 20 coins and getting out of there. Bird with a very side lead going into 1-4.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Which is our first level. Now, Buffalo, did you play this game as a kid?
Oh, yeah.
How were the palms of your hands? Were you one of those kids that was able to dodge any pain here?
Oh no, absolutely not. My entire childhood, I could not grip anything with the palm of my hand. It was rubbed raw from these games.
It was there's I'm not gonna give the stories, but there's some pretty bad stories I have from particularly Tug of War.
Brutal.
Yeah, this minigame I know when I've run it, like I try to learn like a different technique, just try to go at it with thumb and a couple of fingers. You only need to get 15. You need to be up a positive 15 points. So you need to get them poked 5 times, then you can be good from there.
Yeah. Kind of a relaxing little level here, though. Just floating down the river, letting your opponents get poked with a spear.
It's all good from there. Yeah. And with that, that's going to clear it out for World 1 for both these players already on to World 2. Where I believe 2-1, if I'm remembering the level order correct, do we have picture match coming up?
Yeah, and this is actually going to be one of our biggest hurdles of RNG, where you can have a huge spread depending on the pattern that these guys get.
Yeah, there was one time I did a run and I got 8 ground pounds. That was it. You need to match these up. There are 4 groups of 2 that you need to make. And it's completely random. They don't know where they are. They're obviously going to try to optimize not having to move as much between all of the blocks. But you got Bird right there finding his Bowser. Neither player able to get a connection yet. If they move correctly throughout it, there should not be any danger of them failing this minute.
Right, but it's still a good amount of time addition, I guess you could say, if they don't get matchups that are really quick and close to each other, or maybe even that golden random matchup that they managed to get blind. But looks like they're actually going to finish roughly around the same time here.
Yeah, it looked like both had about similar unlucky spreads, no just lucky ground pounds connected to each other. So yeah, about 9 seconds. If you're lucky, you can end that with like 20 plus seconds left on the clock, and you gain a ton of time.
A ton, absolutely. A little bit of RNG on this one too. So the patterns that they're going to look for here is that they're going to want these flat ends of the wooden, I guess, pillars to be as close to each other as possible. Bird not with a great setup there, very spread out. P4ntz a little bit better. But the nice thing about this is they're actually going to be able to ground pound next to the spikes instead of on top of them, and it'll still count as a ground pound, which will save them a little bit of movement time.
Yeah, again, doing just those little minor pieces of tech in order to cut that out. Yeah, looking like P4ntz probably made up, I would guess, like half a second or so right there, which in a race this close right now that's only separated by about 2 seconds, that can add up for sure.
Oh, yeah.
And yeah, to note a question in the chat, they are doing any percent. We'll see that coming up here on a split after they get into the World 3 portion. So.
Now, Limbo Dance has 2 different types of, I guess, layouts that you can have, a longer one and a short one. I believe Bird might have the shorter one here, but the longer one adds a bunch of red little, I guess, pillars at the very end, where the shorter one ends the map like probably 7 seconds sooner. Yeah, Bird got the short one there.
And yeah, it looks like P4ntz got the same as well.
Yep,
so like you said, and that is just an absolute coin flip. There are a lot more red poles that they have to go under at the end, wasting, like you said, about 7 seconds. So matching up in RNG right there is looking like, so far, the run kind of wants to allow it to be up to the players at this point.
Yeah, absolutely. Musical Mushroom, another. I mean, you're going to hear it over and over again. There's a lot of RNG that's tucked away in this run that doesn't necessarily kill your run, but can definitely set you back if you're going for a real deep PB, if you're going for a world record. This level can give or take a couple of seconds of RNG there. Bird with excellent RNG, though, in terms of when the circle stops and being able to get to the center.
Yeah, P4ntz losing a couple of seconds right there. Yeah, looking like about, let's see, I'm going to say about probably another 2-second time loss for P4ntz right there. Again, those add up for sure. All right, now we got one for a few. I believe this is a completely set minigame.
Oh, it is, yeah.
Right
yep.
So, this is one of those, it was maybe a bit of a placebo effect, but I thought maybe if you like jump on the vines, it like pushes you forward somewhat.
I used to think that was a little bit of time saved too, but over the course of a lot of runs, it didn't seem to be.
After a while, you're just like, okay, yeah, no. The only thing I could see possibly being a little random about this minigame is maybe just how well the computers do with making catch up. Because I've had sometimes where I get caught, or where I'll get like caught on something, a rock or something, and I won't get caught. Other times I will. But yeah, basic here, they just want to mash the B button. It's more of a rhythm here. There are different levels of mashing minigames in this. You're going to be seeing it later on with like Handcar Havoc, where it's actually pretty intense how much they can mash. This one, it's more of a rhythm, though.
Now, Spike, I don't know about you, but I actually didn't know that you could grab onto those vines and kind of catapult yourself forward until I started speedrunning this game.
I had no idea.
No idea.
That's a fun little like piece of, there's more depth than I think. So as we've mentioned before, we said any percent and 100%. We're actually going through, you either can go through Worlds 3 and 4, or you can go through World 5. We'll talk about that here in a second, but let's see. Okay, both of them getting the same RNG patterns here as well.
So there's a slight RNG variance between the bomb, the Goomba, and the Boo. The Boo being the middle, the bomb being the fastest, Goomba being the slowest. So the game deciding again to leave it up to the players and having the same pattern.
Both playing on the same RNGC. Now let's talk a little bit as we're going into this next level. I just want to ask you, why do the players like to take Worlds 3 and 4 as opposed to World 5? Have you run 100% yourself?
No, but I've watched 100%, and I mean, I think bumper balls alone would drive me nuts.
Yeah, absolutely awful. There's the tightrope mini game over there. Yeah, World 5 is just not good.
No, it's not.
So. All right, going into our next one right here. I believe it's like Buried Treasure. Yeah. We've got, this is another one that actually, I've lost this a number of times.
Absolutely. Run killer here.
It can just put the treasure chest in any spot. Even if you dig really well, it could put it right on top of one of your opponents. Bird going as fast as he can. No treasure.
No seeing it though. Oh, P4ntz!
Find it though. Take
right
it
away.
Bird looking everywhere for this treasure chest. It's pointing down. It's somewhere in that rock, ladies and gentlemen.
And he finds it there. Man, that's the first example that we see that RNG has really got some separation between these two competitors. As Buried Treasure will do that. Like you said, it can put it right in front of a computer, put it right in front of you like it did for P4ntz, or tucks it in a corner and it takes you forever to find.
That's one of those that's the worst it could have been without Bird straight up losing.
Right.
So that was pretty rough. You'll usually get some sort of a marker at some point. But
And this minigame's pretty simple. It's a timing one. You know, there is an optimal way of flicking between going left and right and moving forward. It's not really one that the competitors have to worry about a whole lot. They're just gonna power right through it.
Yeah, nice little break level for them going into, I believe, the next one, which hopefully they got their gloves ready to go. I believe we got Tug of War coming up.
Oh, this one.
I couldn't beat this as a kid. When I first did Minigame Island, I was like, I'm gonna go through World 5, I don't care. I realized how awful World 5 was, and I just learned how to do this.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. We'll see how the players are able to do here. It's possibly a little bit of randomness based on how well the computers do. P4ntz getting a 27 right there. That's
great.
That's a very, very solid time.
Let's see what Bird does.
Tug it.
27 as well. All right.
Thought that was about to take over to 26. So yeah, 27's very solid for both players. Got to get those rotations on. And it's on the N64 stick, so it can be a little rough on the palms of your hands when you're trying to do that as a kid the first time. It can be rough as an adult.
Oh, for sure. Now, teetering towers, a interesting point of emphasis for P4ntz. If he decides to go for some short hops, which is where he's going to take Mario at the least amount of height possible between his jumps in an effort to reduce a little bit of time. Way scarier.
Oh!
Exactly what can happen.
Into the void, the first fail of the game, ladies and gentlemen. You're noticing here on Bird's side, for the first and final platforms, you can actually just walk off. They're close enough. Yeah, you can see these little short hops they're doing, barely making it over to the next tower. They're in a call together. You know he's giving them some crap over that.
Yeah, that's a risky strat from P4ntz. If it would have paid off, he would have gotten more separation from Bird, but instead, the death is going to set him back, and now Bird650 takes the lead.
Taking the lead there, heading into the caves, World 4. Lot of run left. That is very unfortunate for P4ntz. Yeah, I've never did short hops.
That's so scary.
The jumps are tight enough by itself.
Right.
So. All right, going here into World 4. Tell me a little bit. We got bobsled run here. It's a longer level. Would you say this is a bit of a break level for the players?
I think so. You know, and there's some cheeky strats out there. At least when I ran this game, my objective was always to try to knock the computer off the edge and get a little kill on that. But in general, now you play the level. Maybe you look at chat. Maybe you drink some tea. You know, go take a shower. I mean, something like that.
Yeah, one of those. It's a little long, but like you said, after you've gone through World 3, a couple of those more difficult levels, and World 4, I think, is overall a pretty good run killer.
Oh yeah,
kind of up like upper middle tier, I would say, in terms of amount of levels that you're really worrying about. I believe we got Boo level. We got Handcar Havoc coming up soon.
Oh. So. The competitors before we came live were talking about Handcar Havoc, and we'll see if anybody drops during Handcar Havoc, man. That's a scary minigame for this run.
Absolutely. Now, Buffalo, do you happen to know between these two players, are we both playing on console here?
I believe so. I think they're both N64. Yeah.
We don't have any. Well, I was gonna say V cheaters, but there's no there's no V cheating in Mario Party. They didn't exactly want to bring this one over for the VC. They just put Mario Party 2. I guess they didn't want us ripping our palms open again. Heading over here into Skateboard Scamper. Again, the players are going to be putting on their mashing skills right here. B to mash their way through, and then timing their A's just to do these little short hops and whatnot over these blocks. Also want to be jumping up the slopes. Go ahead.
Yeah, interestingly enough, it actually doesn't really matter how fast you mash here. The game rubber bands you with the rest of the group. So even if you fall behind a little bit and you need to catch up, you don't have to, mash to your heart out. However, right after the last little jump that you have to make into the home stretch of this level, that's when you got to mash the most. And, if you're not careful with your mashing, this could be a minigame to lose.
You're seeing Bird with those little short hops barely getting over those blocks. So going to be mashing his heart out, getting his way to the end.
There it is.
I'm like, yeah, not going to have to worry. And this is one of those, like, every once in a while, I feel like I fail it. Maybe because I play on emulator.
Right.
What happened?
Right. And P4ntz going to finish up as well.
Yeah, nothing too big on that level right there. All right, going into Handcar Havoc. This is going to be the biggest mashing game in the run, right?
Oh yeah. So, and a part of it is controlled mashing too, because if you mash too quickly and you're not able to turn around these corners right here, you'll fling right off and have to retry the level. Now, here's the thing. There's some RNG to this as well, because you have to rely on your computer partner, Luigi, to help turn, to help brake, to help basically not propel you off. And Bird getting a little close right there.
Yeah, that turn is most commonly where it's going to happen, that first big turn. So, for a while, I just thought I'm bad, and very well it could have been my fault at the time. But yeah, your computer actually contributes to this, so we'll see. P4ntz already with the deficit. This cannot affect another fall off right here.
Yeah, let's watch P4ntz do it.
All right.
Oh, okay, he's good. Very scary.
Yeah, once again, balancing that, wanting to go as fast as you can, being able to beat the computer, but not falling off at the same time. It's a major time loss at that point.
Right. So Bird heading into Ghost Guess, which is another scary level, another run killer. If you guess wrong, now you have the opportunity to try to get the boo right off the bat and try to guess which one moves first, which is going to have the one that has the chest in it is the one that moves first. Let's see if Bird tries to do that strat here, or if he's going to take another look. He is going to take a second look, finds the boo, gets the chest. He's moving on.
Yeah, there's a couple of different movement patterns they can give you. I find one of them, I believe the one where they kind of bob up and down, I find to be the easiest to be able to tell.
Yeah.
Looking like Bird taking it a little safe there, looking for that second pattern. Maybe didn't like the consistency of what he saw off the first pattern. We'll see what P4ntz gets right here. Yeah, looking like it's that top one, that up and down. Much easier.
There's a little time save.
Yep. That'll cut into that lead a little bit by a good 3 or 4 seconds, I would guess.
Right. So Box Mountain Mayhem, this is a challenging level. You do have to get, I believe it's 10 coins, but this is completely random on which boxes are going to include the bags. We see Peach there getting 2 bags already. So it's really a race to try to find where the bags are and try to get the coin count you need to move on.
That Bird trying to run over there and grab, he was able to grab that bag. I do not believe he had the 10 coins before that.
Yeah, let's find out right here.
Yeah, I think that was about 12 coins.
Oh,
yep,
he needed
12.
that bag.
He had to run for that bag. So again, you don't know which box is which. All right, P4ntz, we're counting up 1, 2, 3. Looking for no coins out of that, just sending backwards. 4, 5. Well, I'm not sure if there was a bag there or not. I'm not sure he got it.
Let's find out.
Was able to get, there must have been a coin purse inside of that. 11 coins.
Yikes, both
easily
close.
One to lose a run on. Yeah, look like we're having a little bit of an issue on Bird's side right now. Hopefully we can get that figured out and keep going. Right now that we have one final level. Oh, okay, well, he did it. Looking like he was able to rotate to his heart's content. See if P4ntz can match him right here. Again, another one of those like fast rotates. Really the last one you have to do in.
Oh, for sure. Now, with Bird, he's going to go ahead and move to Tipsy Tourney. Now, this is actually, I think, an impressive minigame when you could do it really quickly and be able to clear all of the squares in a couple of different rotations.
Yeah, obviously just trying to optimize, not making the shell go to any awkward places. Yeah, looking like really well done there by Bird. Let's see how well P4ntz can do to match him. There's a couple different strategies you can implement here. Yeah, P4ntz looking like he's not letting the shell go all the way to the corner. Probably going to do it on this rotation right here. Having a little bit of time there when it doesn't hit anything. Ooh. Oh, that was really nice. Okay.
Yeah, there you go.
All right. Hot potato time.
Hot potato.
Yeah. This one can suck. Now, I don't know. I never learned, like, the good strat here, where I guess you...
I don't know if there is a good strat. Maybe I'm foolish, too, but I always counted to 11, between 11 and 12 ticks and through it. Sometimes you get the quick snipe. Sometimes you don't. Sometimes it blows up in your face. Bird with a good time there, though. Only a couple of rotations afterwards, but this is a tough mini game to get the quick snipe on. Let's see if P4ntz can do it.
Yeah, trying to hold that bomb basically until it is just about to blow up. Oh, no! P4ntz wasn't able to do it. He tried to hold it all the way. That's going to put him even deeper behind. That is not what he wanted to see already with a solid deficit here. He's going to need some hard pipeline maze issues at this point. Looking like Bird, he's a big Golden State Warriors fan, straight dunking on his opponents right there.
And with Bombskaball too, it's a set pattern depending on what you do, what the computers will do. So it's pretty easy to get a set, I guess, route down to get that basketball, or Bombskaball, I should say.
Bombskaball.
Into the mouth.
we're keeping it accurate with the lore here. Yeah, looking like P4ntz bailed out a little bit earlier right there, accepting whatever was going to happen. At that point, it's a 1 in 4. And you just kind of pray the game just doesn't screw you over at that point. So,
all right, we see Bird650 on the hardest minigame, arguably this entire run, where he has to mash A
40 times.
40 times.
This is the, if there is, okay, any of you who ever want to get in to Mario Party Minigame Island, of whatever category, it's, honestly, this is a lot of fun. Do not ever fail this minigame.
Oh, it's the worst. I think we've all been there.
Oh no, unfortunately, P4ntz showing that Canada doesn't play basketball. Oh, Luigi, with the alley-oop to Mario.
That's a highlight reel, ESPN top 10 right there.
Able to get the steal right there. Again, losing that little bit of time, though, in all seriousness, still giving it back to Bird just a little bit. We can see how long this minigame is. P4ntz has died in 2 different minigames and took time there on Bombsketball. They're still both going to be on this minigame at the same time, only separated by about 34 jumps or so.
Right. So, you know, I think, man, probably my least favorite level that doesn't have to do with like a run killing level is this hot rope jump, because it's boring, it's repetitive, it's long, and it's not really a good break either, because you kind of have to pay attention or else you're gonna fail it, and it's a long minigame to fail, and it's an embarrassing minigame to fail. So
it's, yeah, you lose, it's almost like 2 minutes.
Yeah, it's
if you fail this in the final like 5 jumps or so. All right, we're seeing slot machines right here. I know I pause buffer this minigame. I imagine higher up players maybe pause buffer as well. I don't know, maybe there's just good timing and you don't have to, but we'll see.
Yeah, let's see what Bird does here. Gets the coin.
Like no pause buffers on his end.
The coin's good because it doesn't pop out a whole lot of coins when you win the minigame, so a little bit faster there, just to get the clear without having to go run around and get all the coins that come out from other results.
Yeah, so that was really good for Bird. Yeah, no pause buffering needed. I needed it. I'm awful. So, but now going in here, we have got Crane Game. Now this is another one I gotta ask you. I don't know if there's any randomness to this about like how well the computer necessarily wiggles. It always felt like you had to do a bit more of like a kind of a timed mashing as opposed to a hard mash.
Yes, so time mashing and the importance of the grip that you have on the opponent as well. But it's a minigame that can take just as easily as it gives. You know, you can fail that minigame and feel like you did everything right. But maybe your mashing was too fast, maybe it was too slow, maybe you gripped the character wrong. I mean, there's a lot that can go wrong there.
All right, let's see if P4ntz gonna be going for no mash as well, or no pause buffering either.
And while he's doing that, Bird's gonna lay the pipe.
Unfortunately, getting a lot more coins there, so losing a few seconds, even though it was the same amount of pause buffers being 0. All right, we got Bird over here. Let's see if he was able to call it correctly or not. This one was basically a crapshoot for me.
Now, Spike, yeah, when you ran this game, do you try to memorize the patterns of the pipes, or do you try to like quickly visualize it as it runs?
I quickly visualized it. I just got real close on the TV and just tried to follow it up with my finger. Unfortunately, Bird not able to get it right there. That's already 1 fail, his first fail of the game. Let's see. This is a golden opportunity for P4ntz to get back in this. Yeah. All right, able to get his Crane Game in the books, and we'll be moving in. Bird with his second attempt right now. Fails it one more time. He's giving the lead back to P4ntz.
Yeah, I don't know. I might have seen this differently, but we'll see where this ends up.
Yeah, let's see. Let's play along, chat. On P4ntz side, which one do you think it is?
All right, P4ntz side. Here we go.
Oh, I lost it.
I think it was the first one. Yeah, I think P4ntz got it right.
Oh, man.
That's going to be a lead change.
You're always going to be on the left side. So that's always what you're looking for, unless, yeah, that is,
there it is.
That is a complete lead change for P4ntz right there. Unbelievable stuff we got going right here. Hopefully Bird can keep the race close right now with the third try. That's what I said back when P4ntz failed his last mini game. This when he failed the hot potato. This was the time for Bird to fail to give P4ntz the opportunity. Ooh, Bird with a little bit of hesitation right there.
I don't know.
Sure we saw it.
Oh,
This
man,
is
come
one
on,
of
Bird.
now. You just brought this up. You said, do you feel like there are set patterns for this? There's a set.
Looks like
number of
chat's telling me not. I always felt like maybe there was, but I never tried to rely on memorizing. Always tried to rely on the eye test, which everybody does. So it looks like that is the only way to do it.
World 7, probably the #1 run killer on the board.
It's a lot of tough mini games right back to back.
Yeah, you got crane. You got the crane game. You got pipe maze. You've even got the bowling right there. That can be an issue if the computers just move apart. You only get one shot to knock all 3 of them over, and then thankfully you get 2 breezes right here. Right.
Oh yeah, 3 mini games right here.
Oh no, I believe. Let's see here. Oh,
All right, Bird finally done.
Bird able to gather. Was that 4th try? I believe.
Oh, it's like 4th or 5th. I might have lost track.
Dang, dude, that's got to be frustrating for Bird right now, considering he was playing so well for such a long stretch of the run, pretty much matching in terms of RNG and having better skill than P4ntz up to that point. P4ntz able to get the read on that pattern right back there. So
P4ntz gonna elect to not hit any of these ones at the end. He's already got the coin minimum that he needs to pass the level. A little bit faster to just kind of let him rise up and fall back down than it is to attack the top of the heads in the last pattern there. So.
yeah, plus saving just a frame or so, not having to watch all the coins count up. Ooh, a little bit of an awkward spread right here for Bird. Able to get it, though, all 3 of them getting knocked out. Sometimes I've seen it where they just go on opposite corners, and there's just literally nothing you can do.
All right, so with Mario Bandstand, essentially you just need to be better than everybody else in terms of the timing of Mario's conducting versus the computer's playing of the instruments. I always felt like on emulation I got robbed of this one a lot, where I felt like I did it right.
I remember watching Majin Phil like the first night he got into it, and he failed this one like 6 times in a row. And I'm not throwing shade. I was like, dude, how? Like he hit, you could tell he hit all the inputs. I don't know why it would fail sometimes. Hopefully we don't see it here for either of these players. Yeah, looking like P4ntz able to get out first try. I also just want to point out here on the left side on Bird's screen, this pipe minigame. This is the most broken minigame in Mario Party 1. If you draw this, you're like, oh, sick, I just won like 40 coins.
Right. There's no way to fail it.
So that point, yeah, Bird looking like he's likely to just take all the coins, try to make sure he has as many lives as possible in case we have a game over. But here we are for P4ntz on the right side, the running of the bulb. A lot of randomness to this minigame if the boos decide, not so much the boos, but if your computer buddies just decide to be idiots and get possessed, come up and try to steal the bulb from you.
That's a good way of putting it.
You don't fail it too often, but when you do, it's another massive time loss.
Yeah, it's just an auto-scrolling level. You're just trying to keep yourself safe, especially in P4ntz's situation where now he's got to try to bait them to one side, get around the other. I mean,
yeah, good adaptation there by P4ntz, able to work around both Donkey and Yoshi trying to come up and end it for him.
Yeah, so that would dumpster fire at times.
That would have completely given away his lead at that point. So definitely good to see him get out of there. One of the, again, not one you fail too often at all, but when you do, it's real bad.
Interestingly enough, any fans of all board runs, that minigame is easily, you can easily save some time and you get that minigame by trying to get the bulb and just losing it right away.
Oh yeah. Do you find yourself now, Buffalo, how much do you run just Mario Party games in general?
I used to do it a lot. Mario Party 1, 2, and 4.
Oh, okay.
Ran the all boards categories.
3 love.
Oh yeah. No, I don't have 3. I don't own it.
Oh, you just don't own it. Yeah. I know a lot of people are big fans of 3, but minigames seem to get even more random as you go through the N64 trilogy.
Oh, for sure.
Alright, we got another minigame here. I believe the minimum you need is 15 coins. That's why you're seeing P4ntz at this point just trying to avoid the computer. There's a bit of a loop you can get the computers into, which looks like he's in some mutant form of it. Uh-oh!
Oh! I didn't expect Peach to do that.
Wow, okay, she cut it over. She tried to ruin it for her. That's why usually for safety, I'll try to get like 20, 25 coins right here, just in case right at the end, if one of the computers decide to snipe me, then it's not going to be an issue.
Right, and if you get them in a loop, you can actually just stand still on the edge of the map and let them kind of run at each other. Now, once one computer latches to another, the third computer that's not a part of that will try to come after you, so you got to be careful of that. But
ooh, all right, Yoshi.
Yoshi's
Mario's butt right now, trying to ruin it. This is another one. It's effectively just a complete auto-scroller. You just do not want to fail it. World 8 kind of falls into this. There's a number of auto-scrollers here, not really ways to speed up the levels. Therefore, it's just you are trying your best not to fail them.
Exactly. So K-Pay Way is the next game we got going on for P4ntz. Pretty easy in terms of just, you got to try to get to the very end of the level with the key, jump on the pedestal, shove it in the door, and unlock the riches that are behind it. You don't want to get hit by one of these spike guys. They'll launch the key off to the side. You don't want to have a teammate pick it up because they'll throw it in a random direction. But a pretty simple mini game if you can just avoid all of that.
Yeah, they gave P4ntz honestly a pretty friendly spread right there. Just kind of split, just like the C's just split up the middle right there and let them go through. I hate to admit it, I have failed that mini game once.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, same.
Because sometimes as soon as they grab it, you're done.
Oh yeah.
All right, balloon burst right here. I forget what a really good timing this is. We'll see it blow up. This is one that's fun. You have a really good rhythm.
DK had grabbed onto Mario, but luckily he didn't grab anything in terms of coins, so Bird is safe.
At this point in the race, Bird absolutely cannot afford to give away like 2 minutes right at the end. So, able to survive at that point. See, P4ntz able to get a 12 right there. Yeah, 14's good by Dick. Okay, making sure what the good times are here. So, that's a couple seconds right there that Bird can make up. But at this point in the race, they're going through World 8. There's going to be World 9 after this. And then that's it. I think technically there's a 10-1. But yeah, only one world after this, coming down to the last like 8 or so mini games. Yeah. Bird's gonna need a fail from P4ntz.
Oh yeah, or there is one mini game that's coming up. I can't remember the name of it. We'll see it when it comes up. Where the guy in the cloud is dropping bags.
Oh yeah, hammer drop or whatever.
Yeah, so there is some RNG there that could help Bird. Is it enough to cover the spread? I'm not sure. I think a fail would definitely close that gap though.
No, absolutely. All right, Bird making his way into the balloon burst as well. We're seeing how good. All right, everyone, get in your guesses. How good do you think this is by P4ntz?
I'm thinking 100.
You're thinking 100?
You're 100.
Are you guys thinking it's going to be an A+ for P4ntz as well? 98. That's pretty solid in school right there.
Oh yeah, I'd take that any day.
All right, let's see. Bird blowing up his balloon as well. Looking like it's about to maybe get a 13 here. No, looking like a 12 as well. So both of them match in that regard. One final auto scroller we got right here before we get out of World 8 and go into the final world of the game. You got your 15 coins. You got 20 rather. You need to hold on to 10 of them by the end of it. This is one. Really, the only fear I find is just right at the beginning.
Oh, yeah. And even if you get hit in the beginning, it's not the end of the world. You can get into this kind of weird leapfroggy, like, circular, I guess, pattern that the computers can fall into where they can't even really hit you. So as long as you stay along the wall and just continue to move in that circle until the time runs out, it's a pretty automatic one.
Ooh, that is
there.
Drop. Oh, whoa. Drop. Oh, okay.
The cheekiness, I would imagine.
P4ntz saving the frames by only getting 8 coins instead of 20.
Wow.
He knew he was good right there in the corner. Unbelievable right there. How cheeky was that?
Oh, man. And a 98 also from Bird. Same score. Look at that.
They're cheating off each other's tests. All right, this is the one you brought up. This is the biggest run killer left in the run. We have got hammer drop right here.
Yeah, so you got to get to 10 coins here. Now, what you can try to do and hope for is that the hammer bro is going to drop 2 bags right off the top, and you'll be able to grab both and then fling yourself off the map. So once P4ntz has 10, he will try to end the minigame early instead of letting that timer run out.
Sitting at, I believe, 6 coins right now. Gonna try to get this last year. Okay.
I think he got it. Yeah.
I think he got it instead of Yoshi. Yes, is able to get it and saved a good amount of time right there, being able to end it early. That's sometimes he just doesn't throw coin purses. I've seen it before where he only throws one right at the end.
Right. But sometimes you get lucky, and within the first couple, there's the bags you need, and you can end it. So Bird's got to hope for that if he wants any shot of coming back in this.
Yeah, he needs kind of an instant drop out of that one. Making his way into hammer drop right now as well. P4ntz going through the first of our slot car derbies. We're going to be seeing 2 of these. This one being a little bit simpler course. You're going to go around each of the different loops one time. You just got to know when to let off the gas a little bit. Looking like a 21:07, I believe, is a pretty solid time there for P4ntz. All right, here on Bird's side, this is his last major opportunity to get back
2 bags off the bat. I think he only got 1 of them, though.
Yeah, that's only 1 for him. He's not even gonna, he's not even bothering to grab the single coins. Needs to grab this bag and get out. Okay, that is gonna save him a little bit of time on P4ntz right there.
Is that gonna be enough, though? I mean, you got to think that P4ntz has to lose this minigame right here, which, if your eyes fail you, I mean, it's a tough minigame to lose. A lot of us as runners can keep our eye on the right Koopa the entire time. But man, if you get nervous for a PB or you let your eyes slip for just a moment, it's not hard to lose sight of where the prize is. Let's see if P4ntz kept an eye on it.
Yeah, shouldn't be too much of a problem. And
he
able
does.
to get right there.
There it is.
In my opinion, there are 2 final real opportunities for Bird to get back into this where P4ntz could fail. It looks like a very simple minigame, and it inherently is, but based on the pattern here in this minigame right here, if he's just off on his jump just a little bit, punching the block, he's off the platform. This is definitely what Bird needs right here if P4ntz can mess this up. Looking like he is able to get over, gonna wait just a second.
And safe. There you go.
All right, so that is the final of really, there's 1 hurdle left, and it is the final mini game. It is the slot car derby. Sometimes Toad that you have to race, he can go kind of God mode. It still is going to require at least 1 mistake from you as the player, but we'll see if P4ntz is able to do it, is able to clear it, and take home the win today. Second to last mini game we got right here. We got our platforming level. Just going to try to jump as well as you can across these platforms.
Yeah, you're gonna see these little short hops right here too. It's a little bit faster for Mario, instead of doing these full jumps that P4ntz is showing here, to instead do the short jumps, a little bit faster in that regard. But after a certain point in time, you just carry it to the right.
Yeah. So that is second to last one. That clears World 9. Now we are going into our final. I forget if this is like technically World 10 that he's about to go into. I forget exactly how it works, but going in here, Toad's going to challenge us for 1 more minigame. It's not
Oh,
faster.
chat correction, it's not faster. All
I
right.
was about to say, I wasn't sure if they were actually fast or not. I thought it was just like, it looks swaggers to hit them. All right, Bird able to clear the block minigame as well. Neither one of them messed up there. That's an embarrassing one to fail a few times.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
All right, let's see if Toad can help out Bird right here. Is he a big fan of Bird? Looking like Toad already spinning out. That is good to see for P4ntz.
Right, and so this one, literally the only person you have to beat is Toad. Toad will either win the race because you didn't beat him, or will come in second to your victory lap. So looking here that P4ntz might have a good hold on this one. We may see P4ntz walking away.
Oh,
the spin out.
Oh, on his final lap, he might be able to get it though anyways, is able to get it across and take home the win, making it interesting right there at the end with the spin out. Again, I think that's that's pretty darn solid.
Yeah, absolutely. So P4ntz putting together just a little bit more of a complete run over Bird, who again struggled with the pipe maze for multiple times there. Really, I mean, the gap between these two isn't astronomical for the amount of times that Bird had to try the pipe maze, but just enough to give P4ntz that win for sure.
Yeah, really solid performance there by Bird, pretty much across the whole thing. RNG was kind of not great in a lot of the early mini games, but yeah, that pipe maze, that'll do it to you, man. The hardest mini game in this sucker.
Oh, for sure. If your eyes aren't ready for it, and if you're not practiced on it, you know, and coming up on it, so it can definitely trick you. But P4ntz showing that he was ready for the challenge in getting that. So P4ntz, you know, a great run for both competitors for sure.
Absolutely. All right, Bird come up here on his final lap as well. Looks like he'll be crossing it, and with a 29 flat, 39:15 overall in-game timer. Needed to fail that pipe maze 1 to maybe even 2 less times to be able to take that one. So, very nice play, Bird. Yo, Bird back in the call. GG, my dude.
That was fun, man. That was fun. Pipe maze got me pretty bad, but
how'd you feel with the rest of the run though? I mean, we saw you up in 2 pipe maze. You played a lot of great levels. You had some good RNG. I mean, walk us through the first half of the run from what you remember and what happened.
Overall, the run felt pretty well. The memory match wasn't the best, but it wasn't the worst either. And Buried Treasure was actually very close to being really bad.
Yeah.
I had to circle back twice, and usually you don't have that much time to get that. But the rest of the run was actually really, really good. And then we hit Pipe Maze, which was a bump on the road. But aside from that, everything else was really, really good.
I don't mean this as any shade or anything. We actually lost count. Was it 3 or 4 fails on Pipe
It was 3. Yeah,
It was
3. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looked like that and the Buried Treasure. We were kind of sitting there hoping. We thought for a second, Buffalo brought up on a hammer drop. We said, all right, he needs the God RNG. Sucker drops like 3 bags right off the pad.
Yeah.
Did your eyes get huge in that moment?
Oh, yes. I saw those 2 bags right away. I was like, this is the chance. I need P4ntz to mess up a little bit, but this is the chance to get back into it. And I couldn't grab that first bag. I don't think it would have mattered at the end of it, but it was close.
Now, people are bringing it up here in chat. I want to hear it from you guys here. This has been, I believe P4ntz is coming to the call as well.
Yep, I'm here.
Yo,
Just had to figure out this mobile Discord thing.
I was wondering. I was like, how did P4ntz get in here second? First in the race, second getting into the Discord call. GG, my man, how'd you feel about the race overall?
Pretty good. I'm upset that I messed up my short jumps and teetering towers.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
And we were
that's what
talking about
happened.
the short jumps, and you know how again it could be it's a really scary strat to have those short jumps, and the fact you went for it and just displayed right away what the cons of going for that are. But other than that, you had some phenomenal mini games throughout the entirety of the run. Your Buried Treasure was near perfect. And
Oh
then
my
on top of
god,
that,
my buried treasure.
you got the pipe maze. That's what you needed. How'd you feel about your run overall?
Overall, pretty good. I'm upset about Hot Bomb as well.
Oh yes.
We saw you. I was like, he is waiting till literally the final frame to throw this sucker.
So I pressed A as soon as it blew up, and I was like, oh my god.
That was one, at that point we said, all right, he basically needs Bird to have some troubles with Pipe Maze right now. And sure enough, there it was. Is Pipe Maze one of those, do you feel pretty consistent at it relatively? Did you feel like you just got a pattern that was really good for you to read? Did you kind of randomly guess one? Like, how'd that go for you?
I was able to read it. When I constantly do runs, it's not a problem. But when I don't do runs constantly, like, just the smallest things can just
Agreed.
fly by and mess you up completely.
Absolutely.
Very much agree on that one, too.
So guys, that was a lot of fun to watch. Sounds like you guys had a good time. Hope everybody in chat had a good time. I will say this, and I don't know if people in the call can say some, people in chat. How much do you guys want to see this race at a GDQ? I've always said I think this would be a ton of fun to show off.
I think it needs to happen. It does, absolutely. It's a nostalgic video game for sure. We showed these 2 competitors have exciting moments, especially if it's in a racing format. But I'll let the competitors talk on it too. But I mean, the nostalgia alone, right?
Right.
Oh, yeah, definitely. And there's so many varying things that can happen in a run that's out of control that makes it interesting. It's not too much to make it like a huge difference in race times, but it's enough to be like, okay, so this game can mess you up here, or that's slightly better RNG, you save 5 extra seconds here, and just see how the run can play out in varying ways.
Yeah, exactly. And like, as you can see, with all the RNG still in the game, we're still within a minute, or a minute and a half, or whatever.
Yeah, there's always
Like,
potential.
it would still be super close.
Right. Absolutely. Do you guys think this would be best served as like, what if you guys put this in a GDQ, what would be your format? A solo, a race, a 4-way race, 4-way race with dedicated couch commentary? Do the 4 runners do the commentary? What would be your setup?
think personally for me, I think a four-way race would be awesome with a dedicated couch commentary. There's a lot of people in the community, and I would feel bad excluding anybody. And there's a lot of people that have really good times that can offer a lot of knowledge during the run. I think, and then four people. You know,
Agree completely.
it's a great race when there's four people involved.
Yeah, absolutely. I think I've always said, like, for 40 minutes, this is really good GDQ value. Just watching people getting screwed over by mini games. If it's a four-way race, even if, say, one person just got out way ahead, there's always that interest. Who takes second? Who takes third at that point? The battle for second, or maybe the battle for not last, for all we know.
Exactly.
So talk on this
Most
really quick
important.
for GDQ specifically as well. I mean, we just saw 80%. Talk on 100% though. Which one do you think would be a better overall show?
80%.
Okay, but why? But why?
You know what? You don't want to show World
Bumper
5?
balls.
There's so much going on with World 5 that is just it's too, for a marathon setting, it's very risky. There's stuff you can control, but overall World 5 is just like terrible minigame after terrible minigame of just risky play. I mean, if you find a way to get a lot of other stuff consistent as well, it'd be great to show off, because you show off an extra, I believe it's 8 minigames. But
The
it's still,
excitement of bumper balls.
oh yeah, of course, everyone loves bumper balls.
Oh man.
What if you did a donation incentive for, if X amount of dollars are met, $100,000, we'll just throw that out there. Then once you're done with the race, you have to run back. The race gets extended, and all of you have to complete World 5 as well. Because it's so random, all of a sudden it doesn't matter who came in first place at the end of the slot car derby at the end. All of a sudden you also have to go through this RNG hell that is World 5. I'm just throwing that out there as a possibility for a really good donation incentive. I'm really smart about this stuff. So.
Yeah, I may hate World 5, but if it's a donation incentive for charity, I'm all about it. Why not?
Yeah, me too. I'm fine with 7 of the 8 minigames in World 5. Just bumper balls.
When I first
I'm
went
not
through,
okay with bumper balls.
when Buffalo and I were talking about coming up here, I was like, I couldn't do tug of war as a kid, so I always went through World 5. And I was like, oh, we'll just do it here when I did this like months ago. And I went through World 5 and I was like, this world is awful. I forgot how bad it was. Like, just like objectively awful. I hate the tightrope mini game.
Oh, yeah.
Balls. Oh yeah, underwater. Like, there's so many bad ones. But anyways, guys, well, this was a ton of fun. Shouts to Speedrunners League for having us on today.
Yeah, thank you so much, Speedrunners League. You know, hopefully we showed off a pretty fun race for everybody and maybe inspired a few people to give the run a shot. It's really easy to get into, and it's so much fun. Just pick up a controller, start playing.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
You don't really need to practice or learn anything, just go for it.
Yeah, I highly recommend this in like top 10 like first speed games. You just want something that's going to be, even when you're starting off, like a less than hour-long category that's just a lot of fun. It's got good music and stuff. Go check this. Go give this one a try. So, well, thank you guys for joining us today. Buffalo, great job on commentary. Great play-by-play.
Yeah, you as well. Thank you.
Yeah, dude, that was a lot of fun doing commentary with you. Bird650, congrats on the races, guys. P4ntz, Birds. I'm combining the names now. P4ntz, congrats on the win. And
Thank you.
Yeah, congrats, bro. That's awesome. Yeah.
Make sure you guys drop a follow in here for Speedrunners League. Check out all the awesome races they have, awesome competitions they have going on throughout the weeks. And we will head on out for the day. See y'all later.